Path of Night is an actual play Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the classic world of darkness. We're all friends, we're here to have fun, but our story can include graphic violence, drug use, sexual content, and other mature themes. We've talked at our table about safety, comfort, and consent both as players and storytellers. We know what to expect, we're all excited to be here, and we want you to feel the same, so listener discretion is advised. Now let's walk the Path of Night.
Last time on Path of Night, Miles opened the weapons container that Clan Ventrue bought from the followers of Set, finding enough specialized gear to fund a massive war effort into New Haven. Outfitted with new gear, the coterie headed to an abandoned warehouse to set their trap. In a fury of dragon's breath rounds, sniper fire, claws, and matte black axes, the coterie put down all but one of the Setites. But the insult done to Miles brought out the Ventrue's darker nature, and he claimed the last kindred's arm as punishment. While Johnny felt dismay at the rest of his coterie falling closer to their bestial natures, Miles got a call from Sheriff Weathers telling them Shaw pulled in favors to keep them away from the Zantosa case. Despite this warning, the coterie now heads out into the snowy night towards the home of Vito Zantosa. After the phone call, the group of you get into... Miles, what are you guys getting into to head for the
That is still
job?
our modified Chevy Blazer.
Alright, so the group of you climb into the Blazer, close the doors, start to buckle up, and it starts to become clear that you're moving in towards the end game. Snow's coming down. It's cold. The group of you start looking amongst each other.
We brought those vials, right?
Yeah, they're in the back. Well, it's not a trunk in a Blazer, but whatever that trunk space is.
Yep.
I don't know, I'd still call it a trunk.
Even though it's open?
Yeah, why not?
Well,
the cargo space.
This one's
I like that.
Yeah, this is a closed cab.
Yeah, even with the closed cab.
Yeah, it's got modified bench seats
So
and stuff like
the
that.
point is, if we're gonna roll in on Zantosa, I need to eat.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I could be good, but
I'm pretty hungry.
We don't have time to eat based on the phone call I just got.
I don't think we had a choice. If we roll in there in the state we're in, I think we're just going to get picked apart.
Yeah.
We don't have the hours that a successful hunting would do.
So
we could crack those jars open for you guys.
I, as much as I would like to hold on to them for a rainy day, I think it's about to pour.
I'm not sure if I can eat from those.
Why not?
So...
I mean, it's not that big a deal, Miles. Like, unless it's Kindred Vitae in there, like, we'll be fine.
No, I think I know what he means.
So, it is a Ventrue flaw that we can only eat from specific individuals.
I'm sure the jars aren't that gross. I mean, we can try them first if you want.
It's not a gross thing. It is a literal...
Food allergy.
Receive no... It will do nothing for me. I will not retain the power of the blood. It will not calm the beast. It will do nothing. It will be a waste. And in the end, it would be not good.
So what do we have to do? Just call these people that... These, like, select people you have to feed off of?
Yes. I specifically need to feed off musicians.
Well, we could just play the radio or something, right?
Yeah, that would work.
No,
kid, I don't think you're getting this.
I don't think I'm getting this either. Why is it specific people?
It's almost metaphysical, or it could be a mental block. It's unsure, but at the creation of a Ventrue, they become limited in what and who they can feed off of.
What if we grab a secondhand guitar and press it into somebody's hands?
It's not that way.
Okay, I'm trying to...
It's weird. It is a combination of my own perception and the perception of the individual.
So
which is where the metaphysical part comes into it.
Okay.
So what if we stop by like a drag show or something like that while we chow down on the coolers, you go inside?
We're not going to find a drag show tonight with the weather like it is.
Well, it doesn't have to be specifically a drag show. That was just the first musical thing that came to mind.
Not that.
And that's... Are they an artist or a musician? Sometimes it gets...
How specific does this go?
I've vetted the individuals, but usually I try to get specific people who consider themselves musicians. It's also the business I deal in and the context that I have. This is kind of the thing that I've been doing for a while, and this is also not a well-known thing.
How low's your tank?
Under half.
I mean, it's a bad idea, and I think we should all immediately say no, but if we're talking about putting stuff on the table in an emergency... You could feed off of one of us, and we could feed off of the blood. Right?
I had a similar
I
bad
dick around
idea.
with guitar sometimes.
No.
I
For various reasons.
I
no.
know it's a bad idea. I'm just saying if we're in an emergency,
no.
you don't even have to touch me.
I think no means no in this case.
Okay, I'm just...
Move along, and Miles, do you need to taste each of these to know if you can drink it?
I would need to taste each individual one, and I mean, this seems like a backup for those Setites, so I feel like they're somewhat safe, but I'm also not really familiar with the Setite magic that's behind these.
No, neither am I. But,
Well, toss me one of them. I'll test
Yep,
them.
same here.
I
mean, it's a dangerous game.
Wynn crawls over the seat into the back
let's let
where
Wynn
the
do it.
jars are.
Wynn,
Wait, what? Like I'm gonna die in a car accident?
Okay, why don't we wait till we pull over? We can gear up and drink it at the time. We'll get closer to the location we need to, where we go by foot, because we're not going to just drive up to the estate.
We could
that
also
makes sense.
we could also stop at a gas station somewhere along the way. We can try and see if maybe there's not too many people there, especially with weather like this. So maybe we can supplement these with whoever's working.
Yeah, if you can drink these, we can.
He kind of gives a glance over at Britta, because the first time I went hunting with her was a similar situation.
To be fair, yes, if we come in contact with any one individual person, I can quickly and easily make them food. It is not difficult.
But food that you can eat?
No.
Okay.
Vaguely, probably not.
I mean, if we're in a time crunch here, don't worry about me. There's plenty of jars for the three of you, and Miles. I don't know, can you, like, taste it and just, like, stick your tongue in it and figure out if they're a musician or not? Is that... I don't know how this works.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. The weakness of the Ventrue is a very, very sensitive palate that is sensitive in ways that, like, mortals can't really easily understand.
All right, if we're close enough to like nightclubs or something, do they have? I don't know. Like, do they have like open performance nights?
I mean, part of the problem is we're
on a time crunch. Literally, we are racing, probably, not only racing Shaw to this, but we need to finish this in enough time to get back. Because based on what Johnny has told me, we don't have time to fuck around. It sounds like Shaw is in the process of making a move, and I need to be back in court. The prince can't be deposed.
are you gonna be okay if you don't feed?
Currently, I can be smarter. I went into that fight a little bit hot because I thought I had time.
roll that back a minute. Why can't the print? I mean, not that
can't-
Apraxis is ever anything but a destabilizing element, but like, why?
Besides the destabilizing element before
mean-
a possible Sabbat attack,
Yes.
on top of that, I have a directive from the Archon, or specifically my sire and a higher ranked Ventrue. I cannot let a Strategos die.
And a Strategos is.
In title higher level
Entitled.
than mine, I am now Electro, promoted right after I was woken up by my sire, the Archon.
Right,
And
these-
his specific directive was not to let the Strategos die. And to hold this domain.
The Strategos being
Roland's.
Okay. Okay, lot to unpack. But why? What's the... Or I guess it's not your place to question an Archon. Which
Why?
means it's not our place to question an Archon.
Do you want my general gist?
Yeah.
Roland's is easy to control.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
He's also a Ventrue, which means he follows the rules of the Ventrue regardless. Guess what Shaw is not?
Yeah.
Here's the bottom line. Do you trust your sire?
Yes.
And you think he's making the right play here?
I've not seen him make a wrong play yet.
Well, I trust Miles, so
Yeah.
I say we back him on this. If his sire thinks that Upton is the best person, kind of snarls a little bit when he says his name. If he thinks Upton is the best person to have in charge, then we back him on that. We make sure that he stays in charge.
And I know I don't want Shaw in charge.
It is part of the reason I'm not too worried about going against the warning from the sheriff in this particular incident.
Oh, yeah, the sheriff called us and told us not to go, right? But,
He
like...
told us that we were off the Zantosa thing.
Yeah.
And that we were not to go there. I feel like Weathers is being played as usual here. And,
The good ones are easy to play.
Well, he also might be revealing his hand.
right.
He didn't call us in to talk.
Right.
He said, hey, whatever you're doing tonight, don't go over there.
Right. He's been
So-
put into a position yet again where he needs to do something that he's just generally... He
Not
can't
allowed
do
to.
anything about, so he's done what he could.
Do you think you can handle the political fallout of this if,
Yes.
if shit rolls down onto us for
Yes.
doing what we're not supposed to?
Yes.
Well,
I like
I
those
appreciate
three
your
answers.
confidence.
What is the plan when we get in?
I don't know. I know nothing about this place. I was hoping that somebody else had done something in that regards. I've been busy.
I know a little about him, but here's the thing, guys. I need him. I need Zantosa.
Why does everyone need Zantosa?
Wait, what?
If I don't bring the Seneschal Zantosa, a little boy is gonna die forever, tortured.
I don't understand the line.
Do you remember the night that we got Britta? That I came in and I talked about that I'd been helping a little dead boy?
Yes.
Kinda.
Remember how I mouthed off to the Seneschal that night?
Yes.
Vaguely.
Explicitly.
I mean,
you
seem to do that a lot.
He has nothing to respect.
Right.
That being said, he caught this little wraith boy. And do you have an idea of what I mean when I say he's going to soul forge him?
No.
What is that?
In the lands of the dead, nothing exists, unless it's very old or legendary or has existed throughout time. To make new things, smaller, more vulnerable wraiths are soul forged. They are made into things. And I want you to imagine for a minute being dipped in fire and hammered into a shape, and you feel every blow, every burn, every blister, but you're never tempered, you're never hardened. You just feel that agony forever.
Okay.
That's what the Seneschal is going to do to Joey if I don't bring him Zantosa. And I promised Joey he could say goodbye to his mom.
So we have to capture this guy alive, then? I mean, he's a flesh crafter, right? He's
Yep.
a revenant flesh crafter. Is that even safe?
Probably not.
I don't think anything about this is safe.
None of this is a good idea or safe, but this is what I have to do to keep my promise to Joey and to keep this kid from an unlife of torture.
Right.
What I know about Zantosa himself, Ogden Street. It's his address.
Yeah, wasn't Raven looking into him or something?
She was. I don't believe I can really count on Raven anymore.
I mean, she did kind of bail.
She
on the Weeping
pissed
Bear.
off and left us to fight the Weeping Bear.
If we give Zantosa over to the Seneschal, where does that leave Shaw?
He just wants the Seneschal, any information we find. I don't think he cares.
Are we going into this just trying to bag this guy, or are we looking for information to tie him to Shaw, or are we what are we looking for here?
Well, I know that we are looking for information that him and Shaw have been doing dealings. He is an individual outside the domain with Sabat ties, and that is one of the major things. I was given a directive to bring Zantosa to the Archon, and that would skewer Shaw. The Archon said he would conclave him based on the information we could get out of Zantosa. Now, in regards to the Seneschal, we might be able to get that boy a different way. Just because he offers you one method doesn't mean we can't use a different one.
I'm sorry, what do you mean?
There's a whole boon economy out there.
My thought is just make sure they're both in the same room when we present Zantosa to the Archon, because what's he gonna do? Fight?
I mean, we could give him to the Seneschal, and then immediately after the exchange is made, tell the Seneschal to keep hold of him because an Archon will be coming to collect him.
I don't know.
I mean, we'll piss off the Seneschal doing that.
I don't
but
care.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
No, I don't either. I'm trying to...
just-
Look, I don't want to piss off the Seneschal. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But there's nothing saying that he's actually going to help us if we give him Zantosa. And the problem is that we need to give Zantosa to someone who's going to hold Shaw accountable. Because that is the only thing that's stopping Shaw from taking over the city. Shaw knows that Zantosa is his only weakness right now. If he knows that that weakness is taken care of, which is why he's probably sending all of the Bruja and Nosferatu under his thumb in the city to try and kill him right now.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna run into
So
him
we
on our
gotta-
way out, by the way.
If he manages to take care of Zantosa and kill him, he has no more weaknesses. That means that he can run a praxis on the prince. It means that he can attack us with impunity. I'm pretty sure that Shaw has figured out something about my family. I'm almost certain that he has made contact with my daughter. He's been giving her numbers that he's been pulling out of the sheriff's office so that she can try and contact me.
Wait, go back a minute. What are you talking about?
You all know that I have kids, right?
It's
I've got a daughter and I've got a son. I haven't seen them, and it's probably been about 7 years since I've actually seen either of them.
Is this pre or post embrace?
I got embraced 10 years ago.
Okay.
But I spent a few years haunting my family. I may have gotten a little bit too close, and it was Weathers that got me out of some trouble with a near masquerade breach.
When you say haunting your family, Johnny, I'm sure you were just trying to take care of them.
Yeah, but it wasn't the way I should have gone about it.
What do you mean?
Well, their father died. I was embraced and became a vampire. But their father is dead, and the ghost of that man should not be haunting them, trying to look out for them from the shadows. My daughter was growing up, getting into trouble that teenagers ought to get into. And I saw things that I didn't like. Young men that I thought were predators, and the man I was might have been angry and may have given her a talking to, but the thing that I've become was enraged. And I let it get the better of me. And I don't know what kind of damage I've done to her. She saw something kill one of her friends. She thought it was a friend of hers. And ever since then, I don't know what she's been going through now. But she's had to live with the fact that she thinks her father's a monster, still alive out there in the shadows.
And she's been reaching out to you with these phone numbers?
I think.
What are you going to do about that?
I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that the only reason that she's been able to make contact is because Shaw has been feeding her this.
We could find out.
I don't think it matters. I think what matters is that we have to do something to take out Shaw. Because if we don't, he's just going to exploit all of these things. He knows for a fact that I am never going to join his side. So if he has the ability to run a praxis on the domain, he's going to take out Rollins, he's going to take out Weathers, he's going to take out me, and he's going to do it in the easiest way possible, which is probably going to be exploiting my family.
Well, and something to consider, because of the kind of person that Shaw is, if we stop him from getting what he wants tonight, and he's still around, he's going to know, and our fingerprints are on it, he's going to punish you.
He's going to punish his daughter.
Yeah, and he's going to make you see it.
We can't let that happen.
If we have Zantosa, he might hesitate. He might be looking for ways to weasel out of that. Because he knows that if we get him, and we put him in their hands of the right people, he'll be conclaved. So he might actually hesitate on pulling a trigger against us, if he thinks that there's still some way he can play to get out of it.
Or he's just going to use it as a threat.
I've been,
He'll just take out Zantosa first.
trying not to talk over Britta's head here. One of you want to explain what a conclave is?
A conclave is a judicial trial put on by kindred in similar ways to an actual court trial, if you're familiar with that at all. Do you recall any memories of that? And we need Zantosa to make our case at this conclave, to make sure that the punishment against Shaw is terrible and effective. Otherwise, his allies will basically nullify any other kind of evidence we bring forward. We have the word of an Archon to get this rolling, but we would need to keep the witness alive.
No loose strings.
Essentially. And there's also my fear about giving it to the Seneschal.
I'm working on the assumption that our goal tonight is to apprehend Zantosa and get out before Shaw and his goons get there.
Any other evidence we can find while we're in there.
And any other evidence we can find.
Probably.
Right.
And after that, we'll figure that out after we've crossed this very big bridge.
Right. So, that leads us to the next question. Does anyone know how to capture this individual? Anything about him?
He's mortal. He's a revenant, he's mortal, but at the same time, we freaked out about touching Weeping Bear. because of the thing that lives inside him, and Zantosa's the one who we're sort of assuming kind of is in thrall to, in worship of this thing. Is that what Raven... I'm trying to remember what Raven said.
More or less. He's of that bloodline that the thing lives in.
Okay, so...
That's the bloodline he is a revenant of.
So he may be...
He's a flesh crafter.
Well, I was going to say, for lack of a better word, infected with whatever it was that was infecting the Weeping Bear.
Yeah.
Which means touching and holding him might be... What do we put him in a fucking lockbox? I don't know.
I think putting him in a box might be the best bet. I mean, I will try what I can. I have a couple things that disable mortals pretty easily and for long periods of time, as long as it's effective.
Okay.
Well,
Powers of the mind? Is that what we should focus on?
I will try it. It's a good first start.
I think it's a pretty damn good idea.
And then, if that fails, then we go to plan B, hit him until he's unconscious, and then put him in a box.
But at the end of the day, he is mortal, which means I shouldn't be using my claws. We shouldn't be looking to disable him like we would disable Kindred, but he is going to be very hard to put down.
He's also probably going to be surrounded by
Minions.
those monster things.
Yeah.
Hopefully not another Weeping Bear. but-
Regardless, even if someone's mortal, even if someone's not mortal, the plan hitting them until they stop moving can usually result in someone dying.
Yeah.
Right, but
So
at that point,
that's always a bad idea.
I mean, we'll have to look around to see what
So
the resources.
weird to
We
hear you say
didn't
that.
come prepared for this. We don't have...
We were hoping to have more time before we
Right.
had to
Do
this.
we have shoelaces?
Zip ties in your truck here.
I thought we just established that I did not come prepared
Okay,
for...
I don't...
We
I
didn't
think
know
think
if you
better
your
carry
version of
zip
prepared
ties.
and
Better-
our version of prepared is a
Better
different
reason that
version
we
of
stop
prepared.
at some 24-hour gas station. Grab some zip ties there, maybe a few other things that we can grab to help us along the way, and maybe a quick snack for one of us.
And look, if it comes down to it, choking him out might not be a bad idea.
If we need to focus those of us who can get something like a Weeping Bear down, and those of us who can target him with disciplines that might affect him in his head, that might be a good way to do this.
And I'll look for evidence.
I also know the secrets of the ancient art called Full Nelson.
The what?
Yeah.
It's a very ancient Bruja art.
He's going to wrestle until he can't move anymore.
And then you look at his eyes and tell him to calm down till he comes with us.
Right.
Johnny, you probably don't want to touch him.
I mean, that's part of the problem, but at that point, we may not have a choice.
Is clothing going to stop that?
I have no idea.
Okay, so we know nothing about how this thing works.
No, not at all. When we saw Weeping Bear, we freaked out and burned it.
I mean,
It smacked the shit out of you two, but you don't seem to be infected.
I don't like the way you said that.
Well,
Point is, let's try not to drink any of his vitae.
yeah.
How about
that's a
That's a
good...
solid plan.
That's a solid
no
plan.
one drink anybody's weird vitae.
Nobody drink anything
Except
over
for the
there.
stuff we have in the back.
That's fine.
Well, and I
Debatably
always have my gloves. I mean, it's not like they're sterile or anything, but the
just
coldness of my hands might...
We don't know how any of this works. That's part of the problem. So.
I understand, it's just any layer against it.
Oh,
Any
we should take
precaution
precautions.
we
Yeah,
can take is-
totally.
yeah.
So, zip ties, hefty bags.
Rubber gloves.
I mean, did they
Latex
gloves.
gloves.
sell zip ties, I guess?
And New Haven? Yes.
Okay.
Trust me.
All right. I guess we can
What?
take a brief stop at the store.
They're not just for kidnapping.
Not just.
They're not. You just keep a box closed so your card collection doesn't go all over the place.
You also fix up a car with them too.
Yeah, I think that's really what they're there for.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you put holes in this. If you get a crack in your bodywork, you put holes on either side and you just stitch it up with zip ties.
But you put more holes in if you're trying to fix a hole.
But they're productive holes.
Instead of crack.
A crack is just a long hole.
All right,
Anyways.
let's go find productive holes.
A crack is not just a long hole.
Look,
This is bordering on a philosophical discussion, and I'm hungry.
okay.
I think we all are.
Yeah, but if what Miles is saying is true, we don't want to stop for too long. 2 minutes, Miles, try and find something, and the rest of us, you guys, I'll be fine. You guys can crack jars in the back.
Neil, if you're looking for evidence, I don't want you going in half-hearted on it.
It's not what I'm talking about. I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Let's try drinking these, alright? I'll drink the first one.
Nah, hell no, I took first call.
Okay, just make sure, in theory, they're just blood.
Yep.
Johnny's gonna look for a place to pull over, like hopefully like some like little like gas station that might still be open where we can also hit there for a few supplies and things.
Easily, you find a spot. It's a little quiet, it's like right off like the highway, and you guys pull into a parking space.
Johnny, give me a few Bic lighters. Like cheap ass Bics. Like I don't know, half dozen.
Once the car has come to a stop, Wynn cracks open one of the...
There's like a sucking sound when you crack it open.
Like a thermos?
A little bit, yeah. And the wax seal breaks, and inside is blood.
Kind of sniff it.
Doesn't smell spoiled or anything.
Take a sip, not pounding the whole thing in one go.
Tastes like blood. It's pretty
Pound
good.
the rest of it.
Yeah. You drink it, get a point of blood.
And make a willpower. No, that's...
Need a courage check. Kidding.
She starts doing this, I'm gonna head into the store and just like...
Hope the dude's dicking around on a harmonica.
Well, I'm gonna take him out one way or another, basically.
Okay. When you head inside, there's one person kind of working the register. They are like typing furiously into their flip phone. They kind of put it away when someone arrives, and they give you like a little bit of a nod after they hear the ding, and they kind of leave you to their business.
Johnny will follow in after him.
I'm just gonna try to like make him sleep and go from there. Just like...
So you walk up.
Yep.
By the time you get back, he's already looking at his phone again. Yeah, I can help you.
Just look at him and just wait. Just stare until he looks at me.
It's like another almost minute before he like actually looks up after sending this like text that he had to use his like T9 for quite some time to put together. Is sent out. Yeah. How can I help you, man?
Yes. Can you go to sleep?
Grady dice.
Mind control.
I used to be able to do this.
I can teach you the art of domination.
Creepy.
That'll be 4.
He is super dominated. He's kind of, yeah, okay. He just lays his head on the counter and closes his eyes. Looks like he's trying to go to sleep.
And basically, I will then... Now, we haven't used it yet. Mesmerize is the next part of this. And basically, I just want it to be more of a long-lasting thing. Like, since he's trying to fall asleep now, I just want to,
So, Dominate 1 lets you slip in one-word commands.
Right.
Mesmerism is actually, you have to give specific instructions.
Okay.
Johnny will just walk up on Miles' side, kind of look down at the sleeping guy. Nice work.
Thanks.
Reach over, grab the phone, read the text.
It is definitely like, hey, what are you doing? Get out of work. I'm going to stop by. We're going to do like XYZ. I've got like this fucking filthy swag, but like we're going to have a good time. He's basically just like macking real hard, and she's giving like 2-word replies. You know, she's like, cool.
I think we're giving this guy a better night than he was going to have.
What are you doing tonight? Not much. Okay.
1 letter.
Yeah, this guy, he's definitely working a lot harder than the other person.
I think I will attempt to feed on him while he's doing this. And if not, it'll make it so that it's just easier. I don't have to use Memorize or anything at that then.
Not a musician.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Johnny will lean in and feed just a little bit off this guy.
How much you taking?
Oh, what is it, safe? 2 or 3?
2 is safe. 3, they're
3 will knock him out.
3, he's just passed out anyways. We'll go for 3.
Okay.
And then I will make sure that there's no security camera that's watching this and recording.
Unless, did he have to take a Vitae to see if it was worth it or not?
No, it tastes fine.
Okay.
So, there is a camera. It is not working.
Cool.
It looks more like this, they have like an intricate mirror system, which is like, 2 mirrors, and they use that to tell. That said, he does have a fucking shotgun behind the counter, which seems to be like their real security measure.
Do you want an actual shotgun now?
No, I think we'll be fine with the ceramic ones.
Do not drop that one.
I won't.
No more.
I was just testing to see if it was.
Was that what it was? Because
Yeah.
it seemed like a nonchalant throw over your shoulder.
Well, now we know what the
Maybe-
limits of those barrels are.
Maybe in the future when we don't know, we don't.
Starts to
do
like
that.
kind of slide off the counter and just lay on the floor.
Johnny kind of grabs him and kind of like puts him down slowly so he doesn't knock his
Yeah,
head or
you
something.
ease him down. Are you licking his wound?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will throw down like $50, grab some stuff.
Johnny will grab a carton of cigarettes,
Bam.
That
Mars.
wasn't one of the supplies.
a couple of Bic lighters.
I think
humanity
we're
rating,
zip
Johnny?
ties.
6.
Cool. Can I get a humanity check? Stealing.
Well, we threw down $50.
Yeah.
Oh, you paid?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no,
He
carry on.
overpaid in the 90s.
Carry on.
One, I venture and have no concept of real, low amounts of money.
You guys, you
Guy wakes up with a carton of
yeah.
cigarettes missing.
This guy's
and 50 bucks in
unconscious, having
cash.
been fed on, and you feel okay because money was left, and you guys didn't completely take advantage of them.
Yes, we do.
We'll grab. We'll
mean,
go
you
and
might
grab
lose a
some
job
zip
from this
ties
anyways,
out of like the weird sundries aisle they have. Hopefully.
Yep. Yeah, actually, basically everything you could need to kidnap someone is like in this aisle.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Why do they sell so much rubber hose?
Grab some
Maybe
gloves.
some work gloves. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that. They have,
And then on the way out, I'll turn the lights off and flip the sign to close.
okay.
Back in the car, Wynn starts passing out the cans.
Neil waves off you giving him any. You guys know, so it's fine. I have my own. And pulls out a little coin purse and unzips it and puts a 1969 penny into his mouth and then swallows. There's a little trickle of blood out the side of his...
What is that?
Well, I already told you guys, right?
It's a penny.
Sort of. I
It
already
looks like a
infused
penny.
it. No, it was a penny. It's gone now. It kind of hurts a little bit every time I have to do this. I don't like getting rid of them. They're special, but, you know.
There's an
desperate
awful
times.
lot to unpack there, buddy, and on another night I would love to hear more about it.
Sure. But, yeah, so that's why I said I'm not going in empty, but I don't need any of that. That's for you guys.
Okay.
How do we split this?
Well, I'm assuming Johnny's getting some in there, but we need to make sure that Miles has some to try. Honestly, we might want to wait until he comes back and he can try some of these.
Let's do that.
Neil puts another coin into his mouth.
So we'll come back. Probably didn't take us that long.
As they start walking back, just, rubs his face so it doesn't look like he's been eating anything.
Yeah, you guys handle the gas station quick and efficiently.
I guess you guys are all in the back, and it's probably me and Miles sitting up in the front, right? I'm driving. And
I
you're
called
probably
shotgun on the Hummer, not this one.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in the back. I'm not trying to
Oh,
shotgun.
if Johnny's driving, there's nobody else in shotgun besides me.
Oh, yeah, if Johnny's driving, you're obviously in the passenger seat. Yeah.
Yep. Wynn is kind of bopping back and forth between the cargo area and the...
So we probably, this is a good point to load out. So, we'll probably flip open the back and start re-putting it. And, we have to replace the panel on Johnny's armor and everything like that.
Miles, try this one.
Sure.
She cracks open another canopic jar and hands it to Miles.
Okay, Miles, roll me 8 d10s, and if any of them are 10, it's a musician.
It's not a DJ.
They're all DJs.
Aren't we all?
Setites love
DJ
DJs.
Cool Ice in the house.
One.
Okay, one of them you can have.
Johnny, here.
Neil, why don't you take any of these?
I don't use blood as much as the rest of you.
But you definitely did in the last fight.
Yeah, I did, but I'm doing okay, and I would like to prioritize those of you who aren't just going to be skulking around looking for stuff.
Right, but it's still important.
Johnny eyes you in the rear view. You're looking extra squirrely right now, too. What's going on?
I'm totally fine. You can see under his lips, he's clearly licking his teeth.
His tongue is red.
I'm prioritizing the rest of you.
Neil, full disclosure time, man.
Dude.
I'm pretty sure this is the thing.
There was one ask.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know about it to a certain degree.
You do?
Yeah.
He looks immediately at Britta.
Britta sort of goes doe-eyed, and plays innocent.
You think that I was not able to get that information after all of the odd behavior that was going on?
What odd behavior? I'm normally odd behavior. You say that all the time.
Cracks open another
Am I
canopic jar and
not
watches.
untrue? Because your reaction says that what I'm asking...
No, it doesn't. You're panicking.
Does it look like I'm panicking?
Whoa, guys, I'm actually in the dark here. I was kind of just messing with him. What's going on?
Neil has been involved with things that he liked hidden from the domain.
And everyone. Can we just leave it at that, please?
Can we?
Can we?
No. Last time I checked, we're putting a lot on the line here. What are we getting involved in with your particular practice?
You're not getting involved with anything with me. It's
my
fine.
proximity to you means
I'm just
involvement.
helping you.
What, are
I'm
you
just
some kind of hidden Diablos or something? What's going on?
No!
No, it's...
No, I'm not a Diablerist.
Slides another
No,
canopic jar to Britta and motions for her to take a drink every time Neil denies things.
Britta does not understand the game.
He is practicing something occult
Oh.
that the domain would not be happy about.
Look, dude, I don't want to talk about it because Johnny
What,
freaks
your
out.
horoscopes thing?
Because Johnny freaks out about blood sorcery, which is why I don't want to talk
Blood sorcery?
Yeah, but he's okay with it now because he's okay with the seneschal doing it. And it would be hypocritical if he was okay with the seneschal doing it and not a coterie mate.
No.
Neil has a look on his face of like, whoa! Just complete, like, shock and appreciation as he looks between Wynn and Johnny, like...
Look,
No, go on and tell me why you would be okay with one person in the domain who we love and we would protect.
I don't love and would protect the seneschal. He's just...
Oh, I didn't say who it was.
Yeah, I thought she was talking about me, jeez.
Why don't we let Neil talk about it before we get angry about it?
We don't have a whole lot of time to go into all the history. It's not important.
I don't need a history. I would like broad strokes.
Broad strokes.
Sure.
For the last few decades, I have been walking the path towards mastery of heaven and earth. It's for knowledge. Knowledge is power. I don't have a whole lot to offer everyone, but I can offer knowledge. I've sort of let it slide and have you guys think like, oh, it's just, small cavians just know stuff, which is true. That's not true, but it's not just insights. It's sorcery. Some of it is sorcery. Not all of it. Some of it.
See, Path of Heaven and Earth sounds awfully bright and shiny, but are you like, how far does this go? Are you, like, bathing in blood, like, making sacrifices?
I mean, yes, the sacrifices part is legit. We know about it.
He's a vampire, so can't blanch, but, like, just clearly looks crestfallen of, like...
So when I brought you guys out to Wallingford, you went out into that field with the cattle, were you actually, like slitting the throat of a calf?
It wasn't a calf, it was a bull.
Yeah.
Oh my...
It was totally a bull.
I was joking to myself, like, you know what this feels like, Johnny? This feels like some... And it was!
I mean,
this is some bullshit.
I thought that was
The
a pretty obvious.
Seneschal-
Decades, ever since... Right, the seneschal. I'll
The
shut my
seneschal
mouth.
Anyway.
forges children.
The seneschal will...
Look, let's stop using that. It's not completely fair.
The seneschal will slaughter me and pull my brain apart for secrets if he knows I can do this. So, because it's not exactly Tremere sanctioned. Okay? So, can we...
Yes, we can keep it. I just need to know how much... I need to know enough to cover for it when it comes to the time.
Okay. So, you know how the other day I was like, things are coming to New Haven?
Yeah?
Things are coming to New Haven. I know it. I've seen it. One of those things, and I've been trying to figure out how to broach the subject with you, Johnny, considering this is how I thought you would react, is that you are going to mourn a girl. It's gonna happen.
Johnny, frenzy check.
Yeah. I don't want to use these dice.
They are lovely dice. Don't insult these dice.
No, those are terrible.
Your
dice.
difficulty is 8 due to
These
being a
dice and
Brewhall.
I get along.
Is it self-control?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, say it again. I was talking.
It's okay. Yeah, self-control defeat.
I think I need a willpower on this, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Spinning... I don't have that many willpower.
Can you spell willpower on self-control? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Absolutely.
I was just
I feel like
cautious you can't.
that's one of those things you definitely should.
Ooh, wow.
All right, well, 3 successes. He stiffens in the front seat,
I don't...
squeezing the steering wheel of the SUV, and you hear it pop a little bit
I don't-
as the plastic underneath breaks.
I don't know that it's your daughter. It could be Britta. It could be... So, you're an empathetic person. It could be anybody.
Why are we particularly those women out?
Because it's somebody close to Johnny.
That's different than just a woman.
It's someone he would mourn over.
It's somebody that Johnny would freak out over. And I don't...
How exactly did you come across this knowledge?
I asked the heavens.
What's that mean?
It means I went outside on New Year's Eve because it was an auspicious night, and I stuck my feet in the dirt and looked at the stars and asked them what they would tell me about the future of the domain. And that was one of the things that I saw.
So you just went outside, looked up at the sky, and asked, hey, what's happening to my buddy Johnny?
No, I asked about the domain, and that was part of it.
And what did the stars ask in return?
Nothing. That's the mastery part of heaven and earth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You didn't have to cut the throat of a bull or anything?
No, that was to ascend to the veil.
Oh. Because I can understand the subtlety of the difference on that right now.
Okay, it's...
Look,
That was one of the things. A storm is coming to New Haven. 3 pearlescent-eyed scions are going to be fighting a many-armed demon over the storm. There was a lot.
Okay, let's unpack that later.
Okay,
That's not necessary for our current objective.
I agree. This is why I haven't...
Neil?
Yep.
Johnny. His magic is not nearly as bad as some of the stuff that I've heard the Tremere do, regardless of your feelings about any of them. This is just not sanctioned.
He spins around in his seat and stares at you. The next time you have some evil shit in your back pocket that you are thinking about hiding, you disclose that immediately. Because now you gotta tell me about this shit right before we're going to Zantosa. And that's not fucking acceptable.
It wasn't my choice.
I don't care!
No, I did not think this would come into this part, but basically, I need to know to protect. And I understand your anger here, but he was trying to help us. And he is trying to help whatever woman this is by telling us now.
If he was trying to help, he would have told us about this a lot earlier. I've known you for years.
Yeah.
But your reaction is making it difficult.
So, the only reason I've survived trying to do this on my own with no help or teachers for decades is because nobody knew. Nobody.
Johnny, we all have shit going on.
I'm surprised that you guys are taking this as easily as you are.
I didn't.
No, Wynn didn't.
Johnny, my reaction was similar to yours.
It's not good, but it is also helping us currently. And based on what he just said, it is about to help us going into this Zantosa thing. Something about the veil. I'm not entirely sure. I entirely don't need the details currently.
No, that was connected, but not...
I don't need the details. It's easier to deal with stuff if I don't have them. Regardless, he has been putting himself on the line to help us now. He has exposed himself to us.
And we have his fucking back. Whether we agree with it or not.
Just like you telling us about your family, and just like me putting out my responsibilities to the domain and the fact that we need to keep this feckless fucking prince alive. And on top of that fact, something is going on with Britta, and we're all not talking about it.
There's so much more that we need to focus on right now.
I'm just putting it out there that we're all have shit going on.
We need to protect each other.
Right, but it's also why we were replacing Johnny's backplate is because you shot him in the back to break a power. A power I'm not familiar with.
I'm not familiar with it either.
I believe that you are.
Yeah, that doesn't seem true.
But I feel like you don't know what it is. And
You're not conscious of how knowledgeable you are.
And that's not great.
We have leads on that, and I could get more.
Right. I know it's not a now problem.
Blood magic?
Yes, and other things.
Look, now is not the time to be divisive, is it?
It was an instinct, and I followed it, and
it was
worked.
helpful. I'm not putting you down for this, and I'm not... But you need to start becoming aware. And I need to take some time to see how much you actually know. And that means possibly something invasive. And that is a conversation we will need to have about your willingness to do that. Because I do not want to do that without your permission at this point. Even though, to certain degrees, I have a right.
I understand.
But that is not here, and that is not now. Since we are putting our cards on the table, and we're gearing up for a fight where we don't know what the fuck is going to happen, this is where we're at. We have a lot of things between here and dawn. So gear up, and let's get ready to go. Don't throw any more shotguns.
The group of you ride in silence for a time, snow kind of coming down. For a little while, all you can really hear the sounds of the windshield wipers. And eventually, you begin to come to a side of town where the streetlights are less and less frequent. The cars, traffic, everything kind of dies down, and it's terribly quiet. Johnny, you find about the right distance for the group of you to be able to approach on foot, and you pull over and park.
Hey, Miles, I got an idea. Let me borrow your phone real quick.
As long as it comes back in the condition I gave it to you.
Yeah, I promise. He grabs the phone and like a very awkwardly starts putting in a number. It looks kind of like a new skill to him.
The buttons are a little small for your hands.
You're being stared at the whole time.
But you manage to place a call.
Johnny, who are you calling?
I'm gonna call my contacts in the state police. I still actually keep some contact with some of the dispatch over there. Help me kind of move quietly around this part of the state.
All right. So one of your dispatch buddies, a guy named Blake, kind of like middle-aged, heavy set, tends to wear flannel, sleeves always rolled up, and knuckles like kind of nasty and gnarly looking. But you guys, you actually kind of click with him.
He sounds like a gangrel.
Yeah, he's just ready for it, right?
Yep. We had each other's back in a bar fight back when I was still mortal.
Yeah, like he's got some scars in your name, Hey, Johnny.
I was like, hey, sorry about the weird number. How you doing tonight, Blake?
Man, I haven't heard from you in a little bit. How's it going? I'm doing all right.
Wow, kind of a weird night on my end. I was wondering if you might be able to do me a favor.
Yeah. Anything you need.
Yeah. So I'm kind of keeping a lookout for some people moving around, and I was wondering if you got any of your patrol guys out over on Route 5. Just keep an eye out for some groups of shady looking types, and just give me a buzz that you see them moving down the road. Yeah, well, I don't need to explain this to you, but Route 5's kind of a shithole when it comes to moving the trucks. They got like a huge limit on height, but that's kind of exactly the point. Yeah, but I got some people that are there, so you know what? I'll have them keep an eye out. No problem at all. Let those guys know if they see a group of a large group of these guys moving, maybe not worry about them tonight. It might be more trouble than it's worth. You got a problem with a group of guys, Johnny? Potentially. Are these guys like a community problem, or is this like a you thing you just want us keeping an eye out? It's a me thing, and you guys just keep an eye out. But like I said, maybe not. It might be in your best interest just let your guys hang out in the car where it's warm, let the snow fall, and maybe not bother these guys. Just give me a heads up. Yeah, no problem. We'll respect your privacy. Just if you need a hand, you know where to go. All right, you take care of yourself. All right. Well, I'll make sure. Is this the number that we're calling? You have a cell phone? No, this is a friend of mine I'm with. If you got a problem, you call this number though. All right. All right. Yeah, because those things are for like teens and weirdos, No, I don't think I could keep one of these for more than a week without breaking it. But seriously, Blake, if you keep an eye out on some of those stretches there and give me a buzz if you see anything, if any of your guys see anything weird. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. No problem. All right, you take care of yourself, old friend. Yeah, you too. Hangs up, passes the phone back. See? Still in good condition.
Put it away, check my weapons. Are we good? That sounds like a no.
Not to bring up a touchy subject.
But you're going to power through.
I have already beseeched the blessing of the heavens for Wynn and Britta and myself going to find Zantosa. It's how I knew tonight was also an auspicious night. Do the two of you want me to do the same?
No.
We don't have a bull.
I don't need one.
Then why did we need one before?
It was a different thing.
Do you need to take your shoes off for this one too?
No. I just need a pint of your blood.
No.
A pint of my blood?
Yeah.
You mean the thing that I'm not super high on right now?
That's why I'm asking.
Why are we still having this conversation?
Because he asked both of us.
Johnny kind of nods.
Never mind.
Is it going to be more beneficial than that vitae that I'm going to lose?
I don't know. It depends on what the heavens have to say.
What do you think?
I don't know. It depends on
what
the
heavens have to say. I need your opinion before I make a decision.
It was beneficial for the three of us. We were given into insights. I don't know how it felt for the two of them, but I know what it feels like for me.
Neil?
But I haven't, the preparatory time that I had then with the bull and all of that, I haven't glimpsed that which lies beyond the veil, and so it's not going to be as
too wordy. I need is this going to be a more beneficial thing or not, and not I need a yes or a no.
I think it will, but I
that's all I need.
I don't know.
Then yes. We need to trust each other, so that means you need to trust yourself.
Okay.
Johnny puts the vehicle in park now that he's found a good spot, looks over at them. We'll figure it out soon. And hops out of the car and goes around to the back to start getting his gear.
Okay. Here's a question, Lex, before I do this. Has my weird-ass, unexplainable behavior paid off as an enigma now that I have explained, and it does have an explanation?
Yes.
Cool. So I will regain that willpower that I'm just about to spend. Okay, we don't really have a bowl or anything. Can we, hold on. And Neil sort of digs out the, like, you know how there's, like, those tin inserts where, like, car ashtrays are?
Yeah.
Just pulls that out. It's like, we should put it on the side, but if it spills a little bit, it's fine. Just, do you want to...
I can. I'm just getting over the fact that you're defacing my car again.
I'll put it back. These just pop in and out.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly not enough for a pint, though.
I know. I'm gonna have to be like, it's gonna trickle through his fingers.
What
but
if,
it doesn't
Neil,
matter.
what if we use one of these empty jars?
No.
Okay.
I
trust
I
you.
don't know how those were touched by Setite magic. I don't know how that would interplay, and I don't want to.
Now is not the time.
If we
for
have a
experiments.
larger vessel, but you know.
Unless you have, like...
I'm sure we have stuff.
I mean, my hands would be fine. This helps to.
Okay, whatever. You do what you need to do. Make a decision.
Okay, just
Yep,
here.
very
and he
good.
cups his hands out, and puts the ashtray thing in the middle. So like it's clearly going to spill over, but
Johnny, do you need us to move away?
For what?
This.
Do what you want.
Thank you.
he puts his hands out towards Miles.
So I will pull my katana. And
I
split
step out. It's going to be a little bit harder because it's snowing.
Right. So
But-
I cut myself and Will into his...
Okay. Neil looks up towards the heavens and, like, tries to see what he can of the sky through the snow. So I will make the roll. It's at a penalty. I will spend the willpower that I just gave back. I really hope I don't fuck this roll up, because then I would be super embarrassed that I took your blood away.
I won't know the difference.
It's an increased difficulty, so all those sixes don't fucking mean anything, unfortunately. So 3 successes. So you will have 3 temporary willpower for this fight.
Gotcha.
That you can spend. It goes away after the fight.
Yep.
So Neil looks at the sky, lets the blood like trickle through his fingers, and trances out. The hunting and capture of Vito Zantosa. When is the time for Miles to act? It's tonight. It's still tonight. It's fine. Tonight is the night. Okay. I don't know if you could feel it, Miles. I don't know if you feel it, but the heavens have spoken. And he starts, like, looking around, like, wiping his hands off in the snow. I don't know what it feels like on the other side.
I don't know either, but I'm sure it'll work.
I hope so. I hope that wasn't for nothing.
Wynn, do you know this area at all?
Not well. I know Raven sent a bunch of animal scouts to this area. Not a lot of street lighting, but the houses are kind of close together. So whatever we do, it's on our part, it needs to be quiet.
Look, you lead us there.
Okay.
Oh, not to throw myself more under the bus, but this is the first time Duranki's been practicing in front of those two. Does it feel fucking shitty?
Yes. Johnny stepped away and basically gets the same feeling he got that he would have expected to get watching you channel the powers of these ancient, long-lost gods.
Britta watches out the window. What, if anything, does that gross feeling continue?
No. To you, this is pretty standard preparation for a job. You kind of get the sensation like, yeah, this is just another mission.
We did just finish one.
Looking around, is there a spiritual presence here at all?
Spirits are kind of drawn to this sacrifice of blood that he makes. Mm-hmm. And so you can definitely, there's like this...
And they all
almost
creepy
like
look up.
Pulse through the spirit realm when he casts his magic.
Do they all do the creepy thing where they all stop and look up?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it look like Zantosa had any spirits at his place?
You guys aren't close enough yet.
Okay.
So, moving forward, Wynn, take us out.
Okay.
Johnny, why don't you watch the back as we're coming through?
Do you want me in flight form so I can scout ahead?
Make your own decision.
I'll save the blood.
Neil,
Yeah.
you'll be following and making sure we can locate and keep up with Wynn.
Yeah.
But are you and me in the middle?
Okay.
I watch left, you watch right.
Understood.
Wynn starts heading towards the address that she knows Raven has scouted.
Britta reflexively performs a weapons check on her gear and then starts heading off.
Path of Night is an actual play Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the classic world of darkness. Britta, the unknown new embrace, was played by Rebecca Steigelfest. Johnny Saxon the Bruja was played by Garrett Gabbey. Miles Davenport the Ventrue was played by Tim Davis. Neil Foster the Malkavian was played by Rob Muirhead. Wynn Cabot the Gangrel was played by Erika Webb. Your storyteller was Lex Lopez. Recording by Rebecca Steigelfest. This episode edited by Rob Muirhead. The music used in this episode was January Grunge Love Fest by Technoax. Visit them online at technoax.com, teknoax.com. Path of Night uses the 20th anniversary edition rule set of Vampire the Masquerade with a few limited house rules. Vampire the Masquerade and the Storyteller system are owned by Paradox Interactive. Make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter at @PathOfNightPod, on Facebook at facebook.com/PathOfNightPodcast, or email us at pathofnightpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time, Kindred.
That's funny.
I don't care about the suffering. I want to make sure it doesn't.
Cell phones. Those are for teens and weirdos. That's not you, Johnny. What's going on? Something wrong?
I can feel it. I can't hear it, but I can feel it.
He's gonna cut off his lips next time.
You're not one of those weird pianists, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I
Gibberish.
don't play the piano, but thank you very much.
You're not a musician, are you, Johnny?
No, I'm doing some work for one of those kind of like hoity-toity LA types.
Yeah, I know those fancy boys.
Their shoulder pads and their white linen suits.
Only for the summer.
That's exactly the response I was hoping for.
Heels on a man, but why?
Because it hurts more, you dullard.
I love that. Tim, like, he's like, no, I'm replying to all of these. I am not taking this.
Give me that back!